This is not my normal style of video. I usually stick to more positive things, and I'm gonna try to do that still. I don't want to meaninglessly rip something apart, so this will be formatted hopefully as more of a critique rather than a bashing. At least I'm going to try. Remember, this is all my own opinion, so even if it doesn't come across as an actual good critique, it is my opinion on this movie. It's just my immediate thoughts upon seeing all the trailers and the images. I want to pick apart the creative decision to make him look like that. But hopefully this is just a once-off thing, you know? It's just kind of a, here you go. If you like this style of video, let me know. Okay. I have many thoughts. Many of those thoughts are not very nice, but I'm gonna try to keep this as a critique, as a, hey, I dislike this. Maybe this could have worked better. I'm gonna try my best. While I provide these thoughts, I'm also going to be redesigning the live-action Toothless, hopefully in the background. I'm taking heavy inspiration from this amazing artist, Arsonos Animates. Sorry if I said that wrong. They have an insane Night Fury style that I absolutely love. It's the perfect blend of realism. The muscle anatomy is incredible. They're so cat-like. I just love it so much. I wish they had the job of designing the live-action Toothless. Honestly, they look so realistic. So my opinions on the movie. From what I have seen in the trailers, this entire movie seems like it could have been fan art. It could have been a what Minecraft mobs look like in real life YouTube video, a singular post on DeviantArt or ArtStation. I'd have honestly loved to see the different artists' interpretations of a live-action Toothless. I'm sure there are some out there, but what seems to be a shot-for-shot, line-for-line, scene-for-scene movie, it just kind of seems like a waste of time and money, and How to Train Your Dragon has been perfected already. But again, I am one of the millions of people speaking into the void of, hey, we don't want this anymore, but you know, it doesn't seem like people are gonna listen. I'm just part of the echo chamber right now. The How to Train Your Dragon we know and love was inspired by a book, and the book is so entirely different. They're both barely associated, like only by name are they associated. Both the movie and the books hold their own, though I massively prefer the movie. Each one was creative, beautiful, and quite funny in their own ways. The writing for both was clever and very age appropriate. I love the idea of Vikings and dragons together, mixing up the usual knights and dragons and medieval princesses and stuff like that, hence my disappointment with the live action results we just got. Had the creators been allowed to merely take inspiration from the movie or books, perhaps telling an alternate universe, an alternate ending sort of things, maybe it could have been 10 times more interesting for those who grew up with How to Train Your Dragon. There are new stories to tell in this world, or even in that world. Why must studios keep rehashing old concepts until they're worn away to dust? They also didn't fix one of the main gripes I had with the animated movie, which is all the kids, they still have very American accents. It hurts. Why? Why are the kids speaking like Americans? Actually, hold the phone. Hold on. They should have done a modern retelling of this with a gunslinging dragon, pirates, stuff like that, American slang, Western accents, dragon cowboys, guns, and outlaws. Come on, take notes. If you're gonna keep the America, keep the America. Okay, my second of this live action movie. Toothless just kind of looks like RTX on, RTX off, or whatever. Like I said, Minecraft mob in real life looking. He looks really smooth, almost bald in a lot of the shots, and I have an intensely terrifying urge to put eyelashes on him. His eyelids be needing something. All the other dragons got really insane glow-ups and more realistic proportions, it seems. So why did Toothless kind of just stay the same? The head to body proportion is still this anyway. It's probably to appease the crowd, but come on, it looks like cosplay and fan art at this point, and I'd have liked to see the creators change something up a bit, just make him look different. Granted, there are some images with an insane level of detail on Toothless. There's tiny scales and wrinkles in the skin and texture, and it's incredibly looking. Like it looks like I could reach into the screen and pet him and know exactly what he feels like, but a lot of the lighting, it just looks really off. He's a fantasy creature, but he does not look like he belongs in the same world as humans, like maybe the Monstrous Nightmare does. As I mentioned, the other dragons received some epic new drip. The Monstrous Nightmares and the Zibblebacks, they got shorter necks, smaller heads, smaller eyes, some really sick-looking horns, some amazing scale textures. The Deadly Natter got a smaller head, I believe, and some larger wings with the more dinosaur-like build. That looks really cool. But Toothless, he got smaller eyes and a set of toes, I think. Slightly smaller eyes, like barely slightly smaller eyes, but that's about it. And if anything, he kind of got smoother looking. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he just got over textured. I can understand the smooth. It makes him more aerodynamic, and he has a different silhouette than the other dragons, and it sets him apart, and it makes him look less threatening, more approachable, more faithful to his cat inspiration, maybe subverting expectations, but I would argue that that approach is a bit silly. It's been done before. Toothless is known as the most fear-inspiring, deadly, and intelligent dragon out of all dragonkind. Sure, subverting expectations by making him smooth as a bald baby is interesting, but I think making him look sharper, scarier, and different than his cartoon appearance would have been perfect because, you know, Hiccup's changing, he looks now real life. Hookfang changed, he now looks like he's in real life. Toothless, change him, right? I'd have shrunk his head. I'd have made that head a lot tinier, maybe shorten it a little bit, make those jaws more cat-like and more powerful. He's still super intimidating with a smaller head, and I'd argue that it actually makes him look more light, faster, and far more deadly. Maybe even commit to the smoothness and make him have like tough skin rather than scales. And also that would be a great opportunity to show kind of like the muscles rippling beneath skin rather than scales. Also, shrinking his feet, maybe in some instances, would make him look faster. Trust me, he's a night creature, so large eyes are a must, but set them back a little ways maybe. Change the shape of his muzzle, shrink his eyes a little more. Also, I'd have absolutely loved to have seen a third eyelid, maybe, on those bad boys to protect his eyes from the wind and maybe the heat of fire. Also, pointier spikes or something. Why copy paste? This would also be a great time to maybe add in his stripes and in darker scale patterns, make them more apparent, hinting at the alpha dragon form later. This was a chance to really make Toothless look scary, yet intelligent. Apparently, Toothless was supposed to still appear cute and approachable, which, again, has already been done perfectly with his more appropriate cartoon proportions. The perfect Toothless already exists. We've seen him already. Again, why not take an opportunity to spice up the fan art? If you must do something live action, at least do something different. His eyes were kept roughly the same size, so he could convey his emotions better, which is far more believable in an animated world. Toothless and other Furies live among other dragons who don't really communicate with facial expressions, though. Rather, they use body language and sounds, the other dragons. So I believe Toothless could, in a live action sense, more heavily rely on body language, growls, hisses, and his ear flaps in a real world setting rather than expressions. Also, I forgot to add, I don't know where I'm gonna put this in, but in one of these images I was taking inspiration more from a Komodo dragon's build rather than a cat's build, and I think that would have been a really cool approach to take. Toothless is kind of based off of a cat in movements and things, but maybe making him look like a Komodo dragon or something more lizard-like might have been an interesting approach, an interesting mix to add to that live action look. Also, these are not polished drawings. As much as I wanted to make really super polished, highly rendered drawings and schematics and ideas and stuff, I kind of just slapped down a bunch of ideas onto one canvas and exported all of the results. I don't have time to polish all the drawings and make them look extra professional. A lot of the times, the ideas I'm talking about aren't even visible in my results because of how messy I was being and how, creative, not actually thinking of anything other than get the image down onto the paper. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so first things first, as I am redesigning, it's kind of chaotic in the background, I can tell. I cannot draw realism. I cannot sculpt. I don't have the ability to CGI like other people can, so my redesign will not be a perfect redesign, and I think that much of the failings for live action Toothless is due to the translation of animated to realistic. Some things just don't work, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best to make it appear realistic and scary and things like that. I'm gonna try to redo some proportions, maybe some textures and colors and anatomy, but it still is going to be rough to translate into CGI because with CGI you need every single little detail, whereas in my drawing I can get away with like hinting at textures and stuff. I took inspiration in all these drawings from crocodile eyes. These things look really creepy. They're so bright like jewels. And I'll also be bringing back that third eyelid idea so it can act like a windshield or an extra layer of protection against his extreme fire blast. Also, Toothless hunts for fish, so it'd protect his eyes from the water and stuff, and it just would add to this really, the blink Actually, I'm gonna go watch the trailer again, because if he already has a third eyelid, that would have been embarrassing. All right, I have talked for a long time. What do you think of this once-off video? Do any of you agree or disagree with my thoughts? Are my thoughts too uneducated for you? Just tell me your thoughts about the trailer. Do they align with mine or do they not? And if they don't, tell me. If they do, tell me. I'd like to hear your opinions. Why do you like it? Why do you not? Actually, if you want to go see the movie and then come back here, do tell me the opinions on the movie, because that'd be cool. Thanks for sticking around for so long. I hope you actually stick around even longer. Maybe subscribe, maybe hit the like button and stuff so I can see you again. But until I see you again, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Special thanks to you, my patrons and members: Ionstein, Knee the Fallen Moon Tiger, Sakura Moon, Embrace, Carter Sean Kessler, Artistic Dragon, Entity X, Isabella Whiten, Artist for Life, Skill, Skysetter, Cosmic Cadet, and Glitchlich. I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for making this video possible.